Hello viewers, in today's video, we will be learning about a new topic which is C Sharp. C Sharp is a modern programming language which is developed by Microsoft. It is a part of .NET platform and is used to make web application. This means that the language C Sharp is developed by the Microsoft team and it is a very important part of .NET platform. Later on this channel, we will be learning about MVC and ASP.NET Core. We will be coding all those software, all those applications with the help of C Sharp. So to learn C Sharp, we must know why do we use C Sharp. C Sharp nowadays has become most widely used programming language in the world. C Sharp is an advanced coding language. That's why it is used most widely in the world. So next topic is what we will be learning in the C Sharp. So we will be starting with variables and data type in C Sharp. So what are variables? Variables is like a little box where you store a value. It means if you have to store some values in C Sharp, you must declare a variable and then later assign the value to that variable. For example, you have declared an variable whose data type is integer and the value which is initialized to the age is 30, and and, that's how we create a variable. And the next topic come, what are data type? You should know. There are four more most important data type you should know. First data type is integer. The integer data type is also most used data type. This data type is used to store whole number as well as negative numbers. If you want to assign some whole value which contain any whole number or negative number in it, you must take the integer data type. Second come the decimal data type. The double the double data type is used to store decimal data type up to 15 character. Now the next question comes, why don't we store decimal data type integer values? Because in integer data type, if you try to store a decimal value, it will just round it off. So that's why there is a separate data type double, which is used to store decimal up to 15 characters. It means you can store 15 characters after the decimal in this data type. And the third data type is boolean. Boolean store true or false. If the data in it is true, the value will be stored 1, and if it's false, it will be stored 0. And the last data type is also a most widely used data type, which is string. It is used to store text or a word of sentences. Now let's try this practically in Visual Studio 2019. Now to create a project in Visual Studio, here is an option, create a project. After clicking on it, you can see a console application. If you can't see here, you can search from here console application. You can see we are using C sharp in it. Now if you create a project, it is asking for the name of project. Let's name our project variables. Now if you create a project, you can see a project is created which has a class, program and a function. Now if you have to declare if you have to declare a variable, you can also declare it here like integer age, and you can later assign the value to this variable. But for now we will be declaring variables in this function. Later we will learn about the classes and function in C sharp, but for now we m- uh, we you have to understand that we are declaring it in this method. Now first we will learn the integer data type. So how do we declare a variable? To declare a variable, first we have to define its data type. Now if you have to store a whole or negative number, you will take integer data type. So integer data type is named as int. Now let's take it as number. And now You have two methods to assign the value. You can directly assign it here, like integer number is 10, or you can later assign it number equals to 10. And remember one thing, after finishing a syntax, you should must end it with a semicolon. This means that the line of code has been ended. For now, let's assign the value here only. Now you have assigned the value, but the next question comes, how do you access this? How you can see the data in this variable? There is a shortcut of there is a function console dot write line. So in this you can write number. Also, a shortcut to write the console.write line is press CW and press tab two times. You can see control.write line, semicolon. Now to access this, you now this means what you have to write in the program. Now to what we want to see the data of number. So let's copy the number and paste it here. This means that it will be displaying the data of number. Now if you execute this query, you can see the program ended because it executed it executed show the value and end. It was a very fast process. And to see the and to hold that data, there is also another method, console.readline. This is used to hold the data. Now we can see you can see integer number 10, and we displayed the number, and the number was 10. Now stop this program, and next we will learning about the boolean data type. So the boolean data type, it is used to boolean is valid equals to 1, I mean true. Now if you write this, now this means that there is a data type boolean and the name of the variable is valid. This means that is above 18. Let's take it. Now let's take it as true and write the. Now again, to see the data, there is a console.readline. You can see the true. Now if you do it false, you can see the false. That's all for this data type. Now let's learn about the double data type and string data type. So in the double data type, double pi, you have most probably heard about the pi. The value of pi is 3.14. 3.14. Now if you try to do the same but in integer data type, you can see integer pi is 3.14. Now you can see error on this and also on this. This error is because you can't store decimal data in it. But why? Let's suppose you have done it 3. But now why there is an error on this pi? If you hover on this and see, the pi is assigned but its value, this may you can see after hovering this, a local variable or function named pi is already defined. You can see we have already defined pi. It means you can't have two variables with the same name. So you must change the name. Now let's remove this. And you could see you cannot store a decimal value in integer data type. Now console dot write line 5 and also console dot read line to see the value. Now you can say 3.14 and our last data type is string. So let's declare it string name is, and also remember one thing, if you have to store a string data you must store it in double quotes. Now let's suppose the name is Ashmit Sharma. Now you want to see the data, so console dot write line name. Now console dot read line. You can see the result. Now a question comes, can you see more than two results at the same time? Yes, you can. Let's suppose integer age and string username. See, we will let's suppose the age is 25 and the username is Amit in double quotes Amit. Now, if you want to see the both data of the variable at the same time, you can see username console.readline. Now, if you execute this result, you can see only the name. But what if you also want to see the age on the same? If you do this plus age, this this console.readline will show the both data. First the username, then the age. You can see, but there is no space between them. So we can enter an empty string plus. You can see now there is space between them. Now I will explain you why we did this. This is called as empty string, and this is most commonly used to just separate two things if you are using console.writeline. Now there is also another way to see the data. Let's suppose you, and this is not necessary that you have to declare the value and then only you can see. If you comment this code, you can see. You can comment the code with this button. It is commented. After commenting the code, this won't be executed whatever you do. And to uncomment this, there is also a button this. And there is also a shortcut to comment, which is Control plus KC. It is Control, and to uncomment is Control plus KU. For now, we have to comment this, so Control plus KC. Sorry. And also, you can see Hello World. Now, if you execute this, you can see Hello World. It means it is not necessary to make to make a variable to see the value. You can also declare it here. Let's suppose you go right here, my age is this, and now you want this age, so you will uncomment this code, and now it will come here, comma age. Now if you execute this, you can see nothing happened because the age is not specified. Now this function is called as bracket operator. Now if you execute this, you can see my age is 25. It is a type of array and the array always start from 0. So the value of 0 is age. And what if you also have 1? comma name is ratio in the curly braces 1 and 1 is username. Now if you execute this, you can see my age is 25 and name is Amit. You can see this is how we declare the variables in C Sharp. In the next lecture, we will also learn about other data types and what is a class. In next lecture, we will be learning about the classes. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.